Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Fly. And this movie came out in 1958, and it's the original starring Vincent Price. And before I get into the review, I know that I'm a little late starting horror movies because I originally wanted to start doing these videos on Halloween, or sorry, on October 1st, but I was a bit delayed. Sorry about that. And yeah, but at least I got a new t-shirt, Ghostface. So I got that at least. But anyways, I'm sure you all know what this movie is, and I really enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would, actually, because going into this movie I was expecting something like cheesy or like half decent. I was like, yeah, that was okay, and there would probably be things that I would appreciate about the film, and there are. And what I wasn't expecting about this movie is that, like, for about, say, half an hour of it ish, it was kind of like a murder mystery, which I was not expecting at all. And the rest of the movie is not that. It's more of a, like, science fiction horror film that pushes like something is pushed too far and things go really badly. And I liked where everything was building up to, and the conclusion for everything, and I enjoyed the movie overall. And there are some effects that are a bit dated, but I can forgive it for it being in 1958, because for 1958 it doesn't look terrible, or at least compared to some things that I have seen from the 50s. Like, for me personally, this is nowhere near as good as something like Paths of Glory, which came out a year before, or like any Alfred Hitchcock movie that I've seen. I'm just naming off movies I've seen that came out in the 50s, like Rear Window and Dial M for Murder. Like, I do think those movies are better, and what I enjoyed about this movie were, like, the directions the story went, and I didn't feel the runtime. It was only an hour and a half, and it just flew by for me. And I do like how the story moves from point A to point B, and it was always entertaining for me. And I can't really say too much about the plot because I don't want to spoil anything, despite this being a classic. I kind of want to just keep everything a secret, just in case you haven't seen it. And I'm pretty sure more people are a lot more familiar with the Fly, the remake, starring Jeff Goldblum, directed by David Cronenberg. I haven't seen that version yet, but I'll get around to it. But this one had a lot of elements that I enjoyed, and it did feel like a movie that came out in the 50s. And I'm not saying that the movie is dated in that regard, in the sense that it's bad. I'm just saying that it feels like it came from that time period, and I enjoyed it, like being sucked back into the 50s and getting like a little slice of the past in a way, and it was fun. And I did enjoy that this movie was like a horror science fiction movie, and that stuff was kind of enjoyable. And there are moments that I did find to be genuinely creepy and scary at times. And I did like the characters in the movie. I did feel as though they were fleshed out enough to where I kind of knew them and had an understanding of what they want and are like. And especially Vincent Price, he's the one I would say like is the most fleshed out. The main female lead of the film, like, you don't really get to know her too much as an individual, other than she's just loyal and she'll do anything to support her husband, and that's basically what her character is. And she's also trying to save herself. That's about all there is to her character, aside from a few things which I won't mention, because, like I said, don't want to spoil anything. But in terms of issues that I had, I wasn't really a big fan of the child actor. I didn't really find him to be that convincing. And also, this isn't really a movie that is like one of my top favorites of all time, simply because there are other movies that I like a lot better. So it just didn't affect me as some of my favorite movies ever, personally. But there's still a lot that I appreciate here, and there's a lot that I enjoyed. And this movie was also in color, which kind of surprised me, because on the back of this Blu-ray, it's in black and white. And I was expecting it to be in black and white, but it turned out to be color, or this version was in color. And I did watch this movie with my mom, and she said that she was familiar with this movie being in black and white. And I did a little research, and apparently the original version of this movie was in color. So, I don't know. Not sure what happened there. And that's about all I have to say about The Fly. It was great and enjoyable, and I would definitely rewatch this movie because I enjoyed the experience. It was good, and check it out if you haven't already. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Fly from 1958 an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Fly, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Exorcist 3. And yes, I know I haven't reviewed the second movie, Exorcist 2, The Heretic, but apparently I heard like that one's bad, and there are also 2 Exorcist prequels, and apparently those aren't very good. And I kind of just want to skip to the one people say is good. Like, I want to have the pure experience, like watching the third movie without even seeing the second movie. So we'll see what happens. And after I watch this movie, I'll at some point check out the second movie to see what I missed. So yeah, look forward to my review for The Exorcist 3, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.